Hey guys, this is another video in the series. Well, not even in the series really. It's my observation. Okay, my observation on why things are rather slow in high school, and when it comes to summertime, which it is right now in Vancouver, a lot of the times students in general tend not to perform very well in summer school because everything is crammed in so tight. And here's my problem with the general public education is most teachers doesn't seem to understand how they can teach in a way that students can understand and at a fast and effective method. So honestly speaking, I want to give you guys one tip today and on how to learn everything 10 times faster. Okay, 10 times faster as in like you can take the same idea and put it into chemistry, put it into physics, put it into calculus and all that stuff. And I learned this method by myself. Reason for that is because my Chem 12 teacher, my Chem 12 AP teacher and my physics AP teacher literally only said 2 sentences as he was going into class is, do you guys have any question? And no, get to work. So essentially I had to self-teach myself the course, okay? And now because I procrastinate a lot, like I'm pretty sure like most of you guys and most teenagers, okay, out there on I guess in BC curriculum, everyone procrastinate because of how slow it is. And then summertime, 1 year crammed into 1 month, and students cannot adjust to that. So I'm gonna teach you guys one way to learn everything 10 times faster. Okay, so how you do that is actually not very difficult. A lot of people think I have to read and read and read. Read double the speed, triple the speed, or I don't know, fast reading, or like glance through information like no tomorrow, or trying to taking the amount of information as much as possible, and then trying to like somehow implement that into to your test or to doing your problems. Now, here's the difference I noticed is the amount of information you intake, say on a per hour basis, is actually not the amount of information you can process. So what does that mean? I can go on and ramble and ramble and ramble on for hours and hours, or you can go read textbooks for hours and hours and hours, and then realize one thing: you haven't memorized or you haven't remembered much. Okay, and that's what happens a lot during like university or during high school, where the teacher just sit there and teach and teach and teach for 4 hours straight, pure content, and then you realize, hey, you know what? I don't remember anything. Okay, and that is the problem with the general education out there right now. So I'm saying stop focusing so much on how much information you can intake. Instead, focus on the quality of information that you intake. Okay, understand how the information and how the concepts relate back to the previous concepts. Okay, I'm pretty sure your teacher just obviously didn't like stuff you with a new concept right off the bat. The teacher probably guided you on some easy concept first and then bring it into another level. Okay, now he didn't exactly explicitly, or she didn't explicitly said about these information because they assume the students will be able to discover and find out the link for themselves. But the matter of fact is most students cannot. Okay, and most students emphasized more on just memorizing the amount of information they are given, and not why does concept A link to concept B. So as I was in class, even in one of my rare courses where the teacher actually taught, and that's AP Calculus, the teacher actually did teach. But a lot of times, students sit there, or some of my friends sit there, and they don't seem to quite understand how does this unit relate back to the previous units. Okay, now, if you can find out this linkage, then that makes learning a lot easier. Once you find out the linkage, you also want to know and understand the concept for what it is. Okay, what I mean by that is you literally look at that concept and you go, okay, how do this concept apply to something that I've learned before? And then how does this concept, if I don't memorize this concept right now, or do I not seem to get it, is there a possibility of me linking it with something in our daily life? So for example, chemistry 12, there's a unit, or there's one concept that confuses the shit out of everyone, and that's the Le Chatelier principle, okay? Now, Le Chatelier principle is an equilibrium principle that states that when one stress is placed on one side, the reaction will counteract and essentially react and like shift to the other side that releases the stress. Okay, now a lot of people don't seem to understand this concept because it's confusing. Okay, when I talk about all the stress and all this bullshit, it's confusing. I get it. Okay, if you read the textbook, no one's gonna understand it. But if you think about it this way, so for example, you have one guy that, or you have a scenario right now. You have a scenario right now where there is a lot of eggs. Okay, and somehow you're gonna have to use these eggs. If not, they just pile up. So what will you do? If you have a lot of eggs, you find something or someone to use up all those eggs, otherwise they rot. Okay, so what that do is you shift. You want to use it up. To use it up, you go to the product side. Okay, you go to the product side and you use up the things. So right there and then, essentially what that means is this equilibrium shift to the product side and you use up all the eggs. So that's the same thing. So when you have too much of the reactant, you want to shift to the product side, so you remove those reactants. Same thing, if you have products, because it's equilibrium, so it's back and forth, you can take the product and shift it back to the reactants. See, right there and then, I use something like an egg analogy, a food analogy that all of us know. And we know that, hey, if you have a lot of food, you don't want to waste food. So what you do, you find a lot of people to try to eat it, to digest, to get rid of it. So same thing for equilibrium. Okay, so right there, I just helped you understand the Chatelier principle in about a minute. Okay, about a minute and two, that this concept will be applied throughout the entire equilibrium unit. Okay, so you understand this one concept and you know essentially half the unit. And that is the power of understanding one key concept and relating it to the rest of the material. Okay, you can do that, you master it, and also you get on it and you understand how to do it. You get really good at doing this. At that moment in time, you essentially just made like 30-minute work and you got the you got the results of someone who's been sitting there and reading their textbook for 5 hours. Okay, I don't know about you, but I take the 30 minutes. If I were you, I'll take the 30 minutes. Okay, so that being said, this is also another one of my videos that I'm putting out for you guys, free content. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel and you will see more free content, more specific details regarding each subject. And also at the same time, feel free to shoot me messages on YouTube channels or something and tell me, or leave a comment down below and tell me what kind of information you guys want to see, or what kind of information, or leave it on my Facebook page, which is Acadia Education. Leave it on my Facebook page about requests regarding what type of explanation you guys want to see. Oh, sorry, that's terrible English. What you guys wish to see. Okay, and once I read these messages, I will go and process the videos and come up with new content for you guys that suits you guys. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time.